I've recorded a few videos prior to this one that just are talking about a trauma experience that I'm working through. This one, however, is not specifically about trauma, but it's about just one of the lessons I'm awakening to from this experience. So what has happened, my outlook has changed radically from just everything being taken away, and facing, the experience, of potentially losing life, and just through, there's been a whole bunch, that has gone on with this experience, and something that has just been erased like instantly with the disaster that befell me is that I no longer feel like I am a spiritual person. I mean, I'm a spiritual being, yes, but I don't have that identity anymore. I don't see myself as an Ascended Master student either. That identity is gone, but I have personal relationship with the Ascended Masters, with Jesus, with Mother Mary, Gautama Buddha, Padmasambhava, on and on and on we go. I have relationship with the Masters. I do feel that I'm a human being. Because I'm on Earth, I'm in a human body, and if I can't accept that basic identity, it's not limiting in saying this. Well, it's limiting in the sense that I have a physical human body. I'm on this planet, not another planet, not a magic natural planet. I'm on this particular planet where the conditions are the way they are. I have a psychological structure to my body beyond my physical body that helps me to be here. And so I think it just goes without saying that, yeah, I'm a human being, definitely. I'm a spiritual being in a human body, and there are elements of the mind that are human as well. Because I couldn't exist here without a human mind. And I think best I speak for myself, from my experiences of the past, whatever, couple of decades, I suppose. I think I built up like this identity of being like, that was not really making peace with being a human being. It was not really making peace with being on planet Earth. It was sort of, I saw myself as an avatar, as a spiritual being, as all these things, and it's almost like human beings were sort of beneath me. And I don't mean that in a mean way, but there was an attitude there. There was something there that was just not, not accepting being a part of the whole of the mandala of humanity. We are all here. The good, the bad, the ugly, the whole lot. We're all here together. And this is where I'm at now. I'm at a very, very different place of seeing who I am in relationship with humanity and with the planet. And I make peace with this place now. And I make peace with my brothers and sisters who are also human beings and who are also here on this planet. It's not so easy. It's not such an easy place to be. And none of us are above the effects of what can happen here. None of us are. You know, everything can change in the blink of an eye, no matter who you are, no matter how much of an incredible fortress you've built up around yourself, be it a physical fortress or, you know, some sort of a mind fortress that keeps you safe from the world and, you know, the difficulties and the effects that can befall anybody in this world. Now, I was just attuning with Sanat Kumara, who's talking about, in a dictation I was reading, about, you know, this basic humanity and how there is no hierarchy in the spiritual realm. Like, there are beings who are just beyond our level of consciousness, you know, and with ability and presence that is just far more powerful, I suppose. There's many words I could put to it than what we have here on earth. But they don't see themselves as above us, you know. They're right here with us. And yet, you know, on this planet we are living with this illusion that there are differences between one another. And there are some who very much, you know, want to try and uphold that illusion and really place themselves at the top of, like, the pecking order, the hierarchy. And that's only going to keep happening so long as people keep holding on to this sense that, you know, they don't want to take responsibility for themselves. They want someone else to do that for them. And I know it's a process for people to go through to break through this illusion. And I think, you know, you could almost break it down into, you know, those who don't want to take responsibility for themselves. And, you know, understandably, because, you know, it's kind of tough. It's tough, and it's kind of like, yeah, you know, if someone can help me out here, go for it. You know, I can't work out this place. So I kind of get it that, you know, people in countries with this, you know, quite tyrannical leaders, that they've chosen this, or they allow it because, you know, it's just really hard to sort of stand up and say no. You know, no, actually, you know, I want to take some responsibility for myself. And then, you know, and then you come from, you know, from where I was coming from with this spiritual identity, you know, that I was wanting to help people. And so I was wanting to take responsibility for people. So, you know, it doesn't matter whether you're tyrannical or spiritually minded, identified, it's still wanting to sort of control people who don't want to take responsibility for themselves. And it doesn't matter which end of the spectrum you are, it's still dualistic, you know? So good intentions, bad intentions, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. And I hope you can see what I'm talking about. Like, there's still, you know, when a good intentioned person, when they, you know, reach out and say, oh, maybe you should do this or do that, and, you know, it's still influencing someone's sense of self and their own journey on the path of awakening. Only we can work it out for ourselves, you know? Only we can work out our path forwards. And this is what I'm learning from this, you know, because I've had such kind-hearted friends and people, you know, saying, oh, you know, maybe you should do this, or, you know, and I'm talking, you know, it might be to do with my psychology. It might be to do with, you know, what I should do with my life going forwards, you know, that I should maybe I should, I don't know, get a caravan, or I don't know. It's just all this stuff. And when I've been in chaos in my mind, and it was kind of like, that was all way too much for me. And so, I was able to just really quickly just set up these boundaries and say, no, stop it. And I was able to do it with love, because I know I've done this, it's perfectly okay. But, I've got a very different perspective where I see like, oh, it doesn't actually help people. And it actually has nothing to do with me being in trauma. The trauma sort of just gave me like this ability to say, stop, stop, that's enough. And, because that's just sort of, this volatility that, I've been experiencing. But, I'm balanced here, and I've maintained my outlook on this, I'm seeing through it. I'm seeing that, even when someone is in just a normal mindset, it's actually quite confusing for them. Then when we're pushing what we think they should do, or what we see that they're not seeing, when we're pushing that on them, it's not helping. And a lot of us are doing this, and we are coming from a good intention place, but yeah, I'm just putting it forward to that's what I'm seeing. And you never know, you might see it in yourself. You might begin to see it from the external as well, and see how, oh yeah, when people sort of say something to me, like, yeah, it doesn't, I kind of, my hackles get up, it kind of bugs me a little bit and everything. And why is that? Why are the hackles going up and everything? Because that's what, my hackles were going up for a long time, but because I was putting myself into this, just accepting the status quo, like, and believing, there was also this attitude that I shouldn't take it that way and everything. So I was like, okay, and I just kind of pushed down my sense of discomfort with it. And yeah, now I have no problem. Like, it's just like that has been obliterated, and I have no problem challenging it. And I'd like to think I'm doing it in a more and more loving and balanced way, and I'll continue to. Yes. So I believe that's enough to say here and now, because I think there's quite a lot of potency stored in these thoughts. So I hope you enjoy, and see ya.